Big up, everybody. Welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back to a Arsenal match reaction. Arsenal win 1-0 away at Craven Cottage. We finally got the job done. We got the monkey off our back, if you will. Yeah, not overly impressive though, right? Not something that you would be completely convinced about. Big up Ozzy as well. Big up everybody in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, comment on the thing. This is going to be a short video before I go live with Flawless here in about half an hour on Sarcasm City TV. We will redirect over there right away. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Arsenal come into this match, obviously needing all 3 points to stay off on top of the table. Fulham coming into this match mid-table, trying not to fall below the midpoint of the table. But they, in fact, did so. Arsenal winning 1-0. Let's go ahead and just get into the players, get into the game, get into the whole thing. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think as well. David Raya, obviously, looking, having moments where he looked a little bit out of position today. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but if in that first half especially, if you had a Fulham player that could hit the broadside of a fucking barn, we would not have been in a position to win that game in the second half. Period. They were dross at hitting the net. They had so many chances. They were so incisive in that first half. If they had shown any sort of edge in that final third, if they had shown any sort of quality, then we would have been cooked. It probably would have been 2 or 3-0. But yeah, David Raya, I mean, he was fine, I guess, but there were a couple of times where if we were playing somebody else, I think him being that out of position or not square, like he didn't look squared to the player or squared to the play very well. I don't know what it was. Maybe he's just coming off international break, like, and they need to shake the cobwebs off. I don't know. And in my mind, I feel like that international break lasted 2 weeks. So big, or at least like 2 months, not 2 weeks, 2 months. And so big up. Thank God the Premier League's back. Thank God club football is back. But geez, yeah, David Raya looked a little bit sus today. But he was fine. Calafiori had moments. He definitely wasn't the best player on the pitch. He definitely wasn't the worst. I am of the opinion that David Raya, or not David Raya, Calafiori is going to be mad inconsistent in my eyes. I don't think I'm ever going to be happy with him. I think he was solid today, but there were moments where again he wasn't there to be found on the right side of the pitch and on that left side and look. And yeah, no, and Hugo, you're absolutely right. He could have had a wonderful goal. He got caught offside. Obviously did a very good job inverting, but on the defensive side of the ball, man, he is just so sus to me. He just escorts guys into that box and gives them a shot at Raya. And look, like if Raya makes himself big, forces them to miss, great. But yeah, he was average today, in my opinion. Absolutely average. Gabriel and Saliba, I thought were completely solid today. Gabriel was looking a little bit sus in the first half. Nowhere to be found on a couple of those first Fulham chances. Again, like if Wilson could hit the net, if King could hit the net, Jimenez didn't turn up against Arsenal, which is like a Christmas present to us, or it should be considered that, because Raul Jimenez is a fucking Arsenal killer. But yeah, today he didn't really look good, and we profited off of that. But Gabriel and Saliba, solid. Glad to see that pairing back. Glad to see Saliba fit. Glad to see Gabriel sticking in there, being able to trace runs, and they looked way better in the second half, in my opinion. Yuri and Timber, fantastic on the offensive side of the ball today, inverting into the midfield, cutting in, giving Bukayo Saka options. It was what you would call like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 for Timber. In my opinion, you probably ought to like settle him on a 7 because it didn't actually contribute to anything. But the fact that he was always cutting into the final third, and he was always looking dangerous, which is what you want, which is the kind of right back that Yuri and Timber is. So, there are times where he looks a little bit sus, where you're looking at him and you're just like, oh man, this guy's acting more like a midfielder than he is a right back. But yeah, he looked just fine. He looked just fine. We need to talk about Declan Rice. He did not play well today. I'm looking at SofaScore over here. If you guys are looking at me and I'm looking over to the left, I'm looking at SofaScore. Declan Rice, especially when we were trying to kill time at the end there, was super sus. Was completely irresponsible on the ball. Like and look, like maybe it was just me being completely frustrated, but like I thought Zubamendi was better today. Maybe that's just me being the eye test, but like I'm looking at the stats. Like he was completing all of his passes up until that point, and I'm like, Declan, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, I need you to be a little bit more solid in those big moments. And yeah, they had me sweating at the end. No talking from you. Why no talking from me? Why no talking from me, Doss? I'm going live. Everybody's saying, "Oh, DJ, you're not gonna drop a match reaction." Whatever, man. But I'm here. I'm gonna do it, and we're gonna talk about Victor Gyökeres, man. Yeah, Rice's best moments this season was a few minutes he's played at 6, in my opinion. He's been solid, but like when he's playing that box to box 8, man, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced. He is not as like he's consistent, but when he's not as consistent as when he's actually playing into a 6. Like he can burn the ball forward, but as soon as he gets into the final third, it gets a little bit sus for me. But again, he's consistent. I love Declan Rice, one of my favorite Arsenal players. But again, like there were moments in that game where you needed him to be 100% on the ball, and he wasn't. But yeah, I mean, solid performance. But again, made me. I thought Zubamendi was better. Let me go ahead and respond to this. Big critic of Arteta, but last we had 1 point from Newcastle. Okay, wait a minute. I need to read this. Big critic of Arteta, but at last we had 1 point from Newcastle away, West Ham and Fulham, and now we have 9. It's the first game after international break. The team was good in the second half, shit first half. I agree. And look, Arteta, I have some gripes with Arteta and what he's and how he is setting up the starting 11 with certain players on the bench. People are going to say, TJ, you're running a Wanyeri agenda, but I wasn't going to bring this up until later, but let's just go ahead and talk about it now. Eze was our worst midfielder today. He just didn't look as dangerous and as dynamic as he normally is. Why don't you play him on the left, which is what you brought him in to do, and why don't you put Wanyeri in the 10? What is the problem with putting Wanyeri in the 10? I trust the kid. He has shown up in big moments, and today when we need to shake off a little bit of the juju, or the judge or whatever people call it, as it just looks completely locked down, and Trossard was god awful. So like, look, Arteta has managed these games well. Newcastle obviously kept their heads up. West Ham, we didn't look very, very good, but business as usual. We were able to actually get it done. Just another day at the office type of performance. And then Fulham, we were able to, in the first half, we were just shit. I agree with Shuri here. But in the second half, we actually looked on it. We just couldn't finish our chances. Like there were about 4 or 5 chances in there where you're just like, where was Gyökeres? Why isn't Gyökeres finishing these chances? Why isn't Trossard finishing these chances? Like there were a few times where I was just like, look, man, like big up Trossard for the goal, but this guy if he didn't score that goal, we would be talking about how shit of a game Trossard had. Like, let's be real about it. Trossard was not that good today, but everybody's going to whitewash it because he got the goal. And big up to him. But even with the goal, like I'd give him like a 6 or a 7, but with the goal. If he didn't get the goal, he'd be getting like a 5 for me, to be 100% honest with you. Like he looked god awful with it. He was giving it away. You know what? Let's go in and look at the stats here as well. He wasn't good. He wasn't good, guys. Like he definitely wasn't. He couldn't have been. Yeah, passes in the opposition half, he completed 62% of them. Accurate passes 75%. 5 crosses, none of them with any end product at all. We're just spamming crosses in, and it was hitting nobody. So So yeah, I'm just not convinced. And look, people are going to be like, TJ, are you guys going to win the league though? Are you going to win the league though? I'm not convinced yet. I need to see more consistent performances. Today wasn't great in open play. It really wasn't great. Second half, we had our moments, but we're still having that same issue of last season by not finishing our chances. Period. Yeah, we already talked about that with Hugo. Big up Hugo. Big up Anthony Herbert. How are the tractors, mate? Big up TJ. I think Gyökeres form is a concern too. I don't think he's adapting to our style of play. Big up Anthony. I don't think Arteta is utilizing him correctly, and I don't think he's adapting to the style of play. There was one passage of play where Gyökeres, didn't get a good shot on it, which I'm blaming on Gyökeres because he just hasn't been fantastic. Like he hasn't been fantastic. What the fuck are you even saying, TJ? He hasn't been good. He just hasn't been good. Like let's just be real about Gyökeres. Let's not paint over the cracks here. Let's not sugarcoat it. This guy has not been good for Arsenal. He just hasn't been. Today who it was Corey. Corey was in the group chat saying this is his worst game in an Arsenal shirt. And I agree. He wasn't good today. Like at all. He just doesn't look comfortable on the ball. He looks lost out there in certain passages of play. The one time he did look good was he was waiting on the edge, like trying to be that poacher, trying to get in behind on the pass. And he did once, and that's exactly how you should be utilizing him, but he didn't get enough on the ball. So I'm like I want so bad for this guy to succeed, but he needs to help himself until Arteta can figure out how to utilize him correctly. But like right now, he's like looking like he's out of his depth. And that's not something you want to be saying about the striker you were bragging about bringing in, your marquee signing of the offseason, and who everybody thought was going to come in here and bang 15, 20 goals. He doesn't look like he's going to do that. Right now, he's going to be it's looking like he's going to be lucky if he gets 10. So we need to talk about Gyökeres. We need to talk about the fact that we can't generate open play goals. Like we need to be concerned about this because getting a win away at Fulham historically has not been good. Has not been something we've done. I think before today we've won 1 out of 5, drew 2, lost 3 away at Craven Cottage the last 5 years. So glad to get that monkey off our back, but we need this guy to start performing. We need Arsenal to start scoring open play goals. Period. Big up Acers. Big up Acers. Arteta is praying for the donkey to be match fit immediately. Man, like I'm going to be real, and this isn't something that I like saying, and I take no pride in saying this. I think Havertz would probably do better than Gyökeres does in this system. I don't think Gyökeres is fit to this system yet. So like, I hate saying this because Staffy said this and he was right. And I fucking hate when I have to admit that Staffy was right. But Havertz in this squad and the way that this team is performing right now, Havertz looks better than Gyökeres has. Like historically, Havertz looks better than Gyökeres has in this system thus far. Like, and that's not something I take pleasure in saying. That's not something I take pleasure in saying at all. As it was horrible because Fulham packed out the middle. So either way, even Ethan would have struggled. This Odegaard injury came at a horrible time. So sad. All the money spent to have Nelly and Tross at left wing. I completely agree. Like, and look, the left wing, like, if you're saying that it doesn't matter and they pack the midfield, then move Eze out to the left and put Winieri in the 10. Put 2 creative players out there instead of 1. Like that's my whole scenario. Big up AK4P. That's my whole point there is you need creative players if they're going to pack at the midfield and mark as they like that. Put him out to the left where there's space, and there was space. Trossard just didn't do well in it. Trossard was just not good today, man. Neither was Martinelli when he came on. Martinelli coming out here trying to do overhead kicks and shit. It's just like, dude, say less of that. Just put it in the back of the fucking net. We don't need a show. Like, what are we doing here? We needed a goal, and this guy's out there doing bicycle kicks. Like, bro, keep it on the floor. Why can't we keep it on the floor? Why can't we create from the wings? Oh yeah, because we have Martinelli on the wings, and he is not a creative winger. He is not a creative outlet for this club. Period. He's a speed merchant. He's a passing merchant. I like Gabby Martinelli. Don't get me wrong. I have his kit. He was one of my favorite players a couple of seasons ago. But the drop off has been bad, and the way that Arteta has these guys playing and the system that he has these guys playing, it needs creativity on the wings. You see the difference in just quality. And the reason for that is that we can't create through the middle. Arteta creates through the wings, period. Which is why from the left, all you were seeing was cross, 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 cross. From the right, even from Saka, you were seeing cross, cross. Not as much from the left, but from the right, or not as much as from the right, but from the left, you were seeing a ton, just spamming them in. Like, look, okay, I want to look at this again. How many crosses? So Trossard had 5 crosses from the left, none of them accurate. How many did Martinelli have? I gotta look. I gotta look. 1 second. 1 second. Cross. Okay, he had no crosses. 4 accurate passes, 3 passes in the opposition box. So we had 5 crosses from the left. How many from the right? How many did we get from Saka? Saka was the man of the match today, by far and away, by the way. He was cooking on that right side today. I was really, really happy with him. How many crosses? Oh, he had 14. Damn. 3 of them accurate. So maybe I'm just not watching closely enough, I guess. I don't know. But Saka was fantastic today. Far and away our best player. Big up AK4P. Yes, people, smash the likes. Comment on the video. I'm expecting a bunch of people to watch this afterwards. This was just literally a last minute thing that I did not even advertise because me and Dal are going to be live tomorrow. And I just want to get a quick match reaction out there, get some thoughts together before we go live, but on Sarcasm City TV. But yeah, Victor Gyökeres, you got to shape up, bro. You got to shape up. Like, I don't mean to sound like a musical number from Greece. You better shape up, boo, 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 because I need a man. No, you need to shape up. You need to be the striker that we brought you in to be. We are not seeing that. And in these big moments, we need this guy to be calm, consistent, and clinical with the ball. And so far, outside of the Leeds match, he hasn't shown that. And even at the beginning of the Leeds match, he didn't show that very much. And Leeds look like they are relegation fodder right now. So that even builds the case against him more and more and more and more and more. Like, this guy isn't even scoring against who are we playing? Preston North End? No, Port Vale. He didn't even score against Port Vale. He played 30 minutes against Port Vale. No goals. None. Like, look, guys, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be negative after a win. I'm not trying to be. Big up. I'm glad we got the 3 points. Top of the table again. Liverpool go against Man United tomorrow. So that despite that result, we will still be top of the table. It won't matter. And so look, I'm jazzed about that. But storms are coming. More difficult opposition is coming down the line. We have Atletico Madrid, and we don't look convincing in open play. Like, yeah, look, set piece of Ole. Like, all we have to do is like big up scoring from set pieces, right? Good. I'm glad we're scoring from set pieces. If we don't score from set pieces, then we don't win. Then we drop points today. But we did. But we need to start generating and scoring on these chances because we're generating enough chances. We're just not scoring them, and that's frustrating. Gyökeres needs to study them ABBA tapes on positioning and timing of the runs. Also, he needs to start taking gambles like Holland and how to get in front of defenders. Look, I would be fine with seeing Gyökeres get caught offside if it meant it looked like he was being dangerous. Like, run in behind. There was one time where he timed it perfectly and he looked dangerous. He just did not get he was just too he just didn't have a good angle on it and missed. Like, I agree that he needs to be like working on timing, but don't wait. Start going. Start going in now. Like, if you're getting caught off sides, but you're looking dangerous and you're making the back line think, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. I got on Havertz's case and I got on Jesus's case because they would go in there and they would get the ball and they would just do nothing with it. They would either sky it over the box or put it wide. Gyökeres has better finishing than both of them. So be dangerous. Make the back line think a little bit more. Right now, it just looks like he just looks lost. He looks lost. He's not finding the channels. And when he does find the channels, he scuffs it. Like, good God, man. Just so frustrating. Big up Drunk Vigo. Big up Drunk Vigo. Sick Nordiques has, bro. Hey, Drunk Vigo, tune in to the Avalanche Bruins game tonight. The Avalanche are wearing Nordiques jerseys tonight. The good ones, the blue ones. They're going to be wearing them. So, yeah. Big up, my guy. Go and watch that. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait. You're gonna win the league. You're just stop the cap. We are not even close to that. It is October 18th. I am not saying we're winning the league. Big up, TJ. But today's the kind of games we brought Gyökeres for to make the difference, to turn a 0-0 into a 1-0 or a 2-0. I agree with you, Shuri. I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you 100%. But he didn't do it. So things need to be talked about. Like, I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, it's okay, we need to give him more time. No. He just won best striker at the Ballon d'Or Awards. And I'm supposed to be giving him time, while at the same time I'm looking at Liverpool fans like Drunk Vigo and saying, hey, Isaac, you need more time? No. I'm not doing the double standard thing. I'm not doing the agenda thing. I'm not doing the shameless thing. I'm not going to do it. Because if we're going to give Liverpool shit about Isak being garbage, then we need to be looking at our own players and being honest with ourselves and saying, hey, like, Gyökeres is not producing the way we brought him in to produce. Period in the story. And I just saw this, Ozzy. I'm going to just do this one solo, and then and we'll get you on. If you want to come on with me and Dal tomorrow, I'll shoot you the link. Me and Dal will be doing a American Idiot show, Sunday American Idiot show. Big up Hendon Gooner. Yes, and big up everybody watching. Smash a like, smash a sub. We're going to be live for about another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to head over to Sarcasm City, and you guys will smash the like, smash the sub over there as well. Big up to everybody watching on X. Make sure you come over to the YouTube and smash the like and hit the subscribe button. Hendon Gooner says, I predicted a stinkfest of a draw. We got the win, but it was a stinkfest of a win. Man, yeah, stinkfest, like, it wasn't a smash. I wouldn't call it a smash and grab, because in the second half we were all over them. But in that first half, like, if we continued to play like that, it would have been a 1 or 2-0 to Fulham, to be honest. I don't blame Gyökeres. He's got next to 0 service today, and the 2 chances he had, he brought good saves from Leno. No, he had one in the second half where he was at the top of the box and he just fucking skied it into the Rosad, man. Like, I'm not hearing that he doesn't get service. He doesn't put himself in positions to get service necessarily either. Like, this is the thing. Like, you can say, oh yeah, TJ, they were packing out the midfield, they were locking down Eze, this, that, and the other. There are more than one ways to skin a cat, and Gyökeres had 2 or 3 chances today to make a difference and skin the cat, and he didn't do it. So let's not make excuses. The 0 service excuse is going to start running out of steam. It really is. When he's mailing in 4 out of 5s, or 4 out of 10s, 5 out of 10s, 6 out of 10s every game he's been with Arsenal outside of the Forest and Leeds match, we got to start talking about it. We have to start talking about it. Did I just get rated? I see a bunch of people joining. Big up everybody joining. If you guys are over from a raid, big up. I really, really appreciate it. We got 40 concurrent viewers. Big up, my guys. Daniel says, proper Chelsea. How about them Colts? Nope. But big up Chelsea, though, because you guys won me some money today. So big up the Chelsea. Good for you guys. Good for you. And thank you for getting Ange Postecoglou sacked. I really, really appreciate that. It's you just saw a generational manager. In terms of generational, I mean one of the worst managers, if not the worst manager in Premier League history. Name me a worse manager, and don't give me the Derby County thing, because Derby County had a horrible team. Nottingham Forest is a mid-table team with that club that they have, with the personnel of players that they have. That guy that guy could fuck up a free lunch. I couldn't believe it. And when I heard that he got sacked in the tunnel, I was crying laughing because I heard all summer from Nottingham Forest, or I heard from the last 4 weeks from Nottingham Forest fans after Nuno got sacked to say, "Oh yeah, well, he knows how to win trophies." Dude, yeah, he doesn't know how to win shit. This guy tripped and fell into a pool of fucking gold in that Europa League. This guy isn't going to win anything the rest of his career. The next team he's going to be freaking managing is the Greek national team. And he's lucky he's lucky he's leaving with all of his appendages, dude. Marinakis is a fucking gangster. The fact that this guy doesn't get whacked in the next 24 to 48 hours, he should consider that a win. This guy, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe what I was watching today. But big up to the Chelsea because you guys won me a bunch of money. I really, really appreciate it. Big up, Sunshine, for the raid. Big up, Sunshine, for the raid. Really, really appreciate it, Sunshine. Love, love, love. Thank you so much for taking over the U.S. watch along. Had a couple of family things I needed to deal with. So you saw a pretty good, a U.S. win, I guess. But big up, Sunshine. Good luck tomorrow against Liverpool. I think you guys are going to get absolutely smashed, but, it is what it is. Proper chill. We already did it. Our Arteta system isn't for Gyökeres. I completely agree. Big up, Karos. We ain't got time for him to settle in. I agree 100%. By the time he settles in, Arteta will be sacked. I don't think Arteta's ever going to be sacked. I think Gyökeres will leave on loan before he gets sacked. It's always service with Gyökeres, but bro, can you try something on your own? Like take shots, make runs, play quick 1-2s with Eze, Saka, and attack the 6-yard box for cutbacks. I agree completely. Like generate yourself some service. You're a footballer. You're a striker. You're the best 9. You're the best 9 in Europe, is what I was told. You're the best 9 in the world, in world football, is what you were just voted by the media, I guess. Fans, there's no way he wouldn't have gotten it if it was voted for by the fans. But yeah, man, like look, start generating something on your own. Otherwise, you're not gonna convince me. You're not gonna convince me, and that's just the way it is. Big up Hendo. He says, disagree, JJ Warren. The system isn't working for him. And the players are not meant to support the players are meant to support Gyökeres. Were also poor today. I think the way that Fulham shut Eze down in the midfield, because I don't remember, I think Cherie was right. They did lock down the midfield and they did contain him. But yeah, I agree that Trossard was poor. Saka wasn't poor. Trossard was poor. And if you are only depending on service from the left wing and the left wing only, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Like, look, at the end of the day, he needs to start doing more. And I'm the whole, and I already said this before and I'll say it again. The whole, oh, well, he's not getting the service. That he needs to start helping himself, to be honest with you. Because right now he looks far too immobile. He's not moving around. He's not creating space. Like, one thing that you could say about Kai Havertz is that he creates space. He takes on certain defenders, like, off the ball. Whereas Gyökeres he doesn't look like that. Like, he's a big guy, but he doesn't look like he can take on defenders. And like against United, I thought he could be that guy, but he just hasn't been. He hasn't been. So yeah, man, it's super discouraging, if I'm completely honest with you. It's super discouraging. Yes, and big up, Sunshine. Big up, everybody. Hit the like button as well. We're going to close out here in just a few minutes. We are always going to face mid to low block teams, so that means chances come at a premium. So Gyökeres has to do better when he gets that 1 or 2 chances, because nobody's giving you space in this league. Facts! You know what? Hold on. Is there an applause? There has to be an applause here. Is there not? No, there isn't. But whatever, man. All I'm going to say is, look. This is a great point. No, it is. Hold on. There are the sounds. That's what I'm talking about. Knock it out of the park here, because you're not going to get space here and you're going to run out of excuses eventually. And he's running out of excuses. He's running out of runway to have those excuses as well. And look, who are we playing? We're playing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, aren't we? This week, Atletico Madrid, right? Let's look. Atletico Madrid. They beat Osasuna today. Who are their matches? Yeah, Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. Simeone terrorist ball is not going to suit Gyökeres anymore than any low block in the Prem from a mid-Prem team is going to. Like, you think Diego Simeone is going to give him any fucking any space in the final third or in the box, let alone the final third? In the box? No, he's not. So it's one of those things where he needs to start generating for himself. Haram ball derby, dude. That is going to be. I said the most inappropriate thing in a group chat, and I'll just go ahead and say it here as well. I always wanted to know what ISIS versus Al Qaeda ball would look like, and that's exactly what we're going to see on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. UK time. That is what we're going to see. It's going to be a North London haram ball expose. It's going to be brutal, and I'm not looking forward to it. I would not be surprised as well if you see we go defensive at home. Like if we play anything less than Eze and Wanyeri in that starting 11, I'm gonna fucking crash out. I'm gonna crash out because you're already giving away. You're already saying, you know what? We don't trust anybody to create chances. We need against Diego Simeone, against the way that Simeone locks down and plays that haram ball low block and tries to hit us on the counter. You need creative players that can do meaningful things with the ball. And if you don't have that, where it's going to be a horrible 1-0, or Atletico will sneak away with a 1-0 because they'll hit us on the counter. So, yeah. You want to know my thoughts on the Atletico Madrid game? Atletico Madrid beat Real Madrid 5-2 earlier this season. They are capable of doing that. And look, Real Madrid, that was a horrible game. Don't get me wrong, but they are capable of hitting people and hitting people hard. Like, don't underestimate these guys at all. And the nastiest 0-0, it could be. Like, I'm going to say 1-0 to the Arsenal again, just because I don't want to be overly negative. And I think we can beat them. Like, don't get me wrong, but this has the potential to be embarrassing. The way that we play and the way that we've been playing in open play, it has the real potential to be very embarrassing for us. But, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Drop your predictions. Let me know if you agree, disagree with my statements here. I'll just go ahead and run through and give the players grades real quick before I go ahead and get out of here. Go ahead and put them in the comments. Player ratings, go ahead and put them in the chat. David Raya, I'll go ahead and give a 6.5. Looked sus at points today. Calafiori, I will give a 7. Gabriel and Saliba both get 7. Saliba, maybe a 7.5. Declan Rice, I will give a 7, but a loose one. Zubamendi gets a 7. Eze gets a 6.5. He didn't really look that great today. I'm not even going to lie to you. Trossard gets a 6, and he would get a 4 if it wasn't for that goal. Bukayo Saka gets a 9 from me. He was fantastic today. Arguably should have had a penalty, but I think it was too there wasn't enough evidence to support it. So I'll go ahead and give Saka an 8, or no, at 8.5. I'm not going to give him a 9. 8.5. He didn't score, but he was by far the most dangerous out there. And Gyökeres gets a 5 because this guy needs to start generating. He needs to start generating. Period. Zubamendi gets a 7 as well. I didn't think Xhaka played that well. No, go back and watch it again. He was our most dynamic, dangerous player today. I thought he was the best. I thought he was the best player on the pitch for us today. Period. Arguably the best player on the pitch, the entire pitch. Subs, Mikel Merino gets a 6. Gabriel Martinelli gets a 6. And Norgard, he was on for microwave minutes. Congratulations on your first Premier League start for Arsenal. But yeah, he wasn't that great. If we're being real, he didn't get a chance to be that great. And the fact that Gyökeres, for the 9 minutes he was out there anyway, and the fact that Gyökeres came off, man, like after mailing in that stinker, man, if you're not worried, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're not worried, man, I want to have the rose-colored glasses that you have. Like, teach me how to be more positive. Leave it in the comments, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to redirect over to Sarcasm City TV. Go over there and say TJ Warren TV Raid, and we will see you in a minute. Big up. Come on, you Gunners, and go Avs as well tonight against the Bruins. See ya.